Hello, dosto. My name is Deepak, and I'm a tax code advisor. Today, I want to talk to you about what can you do if you are on H1B and you lose your job. Many times, I see clients come to me who are on H1B, and when they lose their job, they feel like their life is falling apart. They're very afraid. They're very scared as to what is going to happen with their family, what is going to happen with their kids' education, medical problems that they are dealing with, their finances. They might have some commitments in the United States. They might have 401k, IRA, retirement accounts, stocks, bonds. They have bought properties. Sometimes they're involved in some syndicates or even have a business. So it becomes a big event in their life, and it can have major ramifications on them. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what are some of the challenges around that, and perhaps give you some tips as to how you can deal with it if you find yourself in this situation. Now, before I go any further, some of you might be wondering, is Deepak, is this even a real problem? I mean, how many people really lose their job on H1B? You'll be surprised. Actually, if I take a look at 2024 data, and if I only focus on the IT sector, on high-tech sector, then the numbers is almost close to 100,000 people. So 100,000 people in the United States has went through this problem just in 2024 alone. And 2024 was not a unique year. This happens almost every year. So I think there are a lot of people who go through this problem. So it is a real problem. And if I don't look at the high tech sector, generally speaking, 1.83 million people lost their jobs back in September of 2024. So numbers don't lie. I mean, this is a serious problem. In America, losing job is fairly common. So when people are coming to this country from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, other South Asian countries, they think life is just going to be awesome and everything will be great. But they don't realize that these are some real problems they would have to deal with. That means, somebody in your neighborhood is losing their job right now, and they are going through this nightmare. So I'm going to try to paint a picture for you as to what kind of problems you might have to go through and what are some of the solutions. But before I dig deeper into it, I want to remind you guys that I'm not an immigration attorney. I'm not here to advise you on how should you handle your immigration status. I think for that you should talk to a qualified immigration attorney. And I don't give investment advice. I'm purely a tax advisor, but even tax advice are very personal in nature. So if you are looking for personalized tax advice, then you can just reach out to me via taxcodeadvisors.com. But anything that I share on YouTube is usually more for information purposes, entertainment, speculation. So just use it as that, nothing more than that at all. If you're looking for some advice, best recommendation I have is to reach out to me via taxcodeadvisors.com, and we go from there. So now just for a second, imagine that you walk into an office and all of a sudden your internet doesn't work, your emails don't work, you're not able to log into the servers. And suddenly you get a phone call and you are asked to step into your manager's office. And the manager tells you that they are laying off X number of people and you happen to be one of them. How do you feel? All of a sudden, in that moment, you're feeling that your entire life is being destroyed by this person sharing that information with you. So, first thing I would advise you to do is process this news without reacting emotionally. This will help you build professional relationship and perhaps even recommendation for other opportunities. And maybe this company will start hiring back again soon and they might invite you back. But if you at that moment break down or you show your emotions, then that can be devastating for your career. Now, it is very hard to do. It's easy for me to sit here in my chair and tell you not to react emotionally, but I have seen people who are on H1B, especially the somebody who've been here for only 2 years, and they were hoping to stay here for a long time and perhaps even convert that into a green card and become a US citizen one day. And now they're being told that their entire life that they imagine is going to be destroyed. It's very difficult. I know that. Will you have time to express your emotions later on? Absolutely. You can go do that in private, in your room, in your car. But when you're talking to your family, when you're talking to your kids, when you're talking to your friends, when you are talking to your employer, there's no reason for you to express those emotions. So that would be my first advice to you. Second, oftentimes people don't even get a termination letter. Ask for a letter detailing the layoff. This can help you with unemployment benefits and perhaps even other job opportunities that company might have. They might have certain benefits they might offer you. So all kind of things can come out of that termination letter. Some of the benefits you will qualify for, some of those you might not qualify for, but at least you will have a list of things that company is willing to do for you, and thank them for it. Appreciate their effort that they have taken to make it a little bit easier for you. It is okay to tell them what kind of problems you might have to go through. So if there's anything else they can do to help you out, they'll be, at least you have bring it to their attention, and maybe they will prioritize that. If your company offers some sort of severance package, review that carefully, ask questions, ask for explanation for benefits, maybe extension on your health insurance and other compensation that company might offer. And you can always negotiate with them as well. So if they think that you're valuable, you've been with the company and you can add a lot more value and they would like you to come back later on, then you might be able to even negotiate a service package with them. A lot of people don't realize, they think that they just have to take what they give you. Just ask for it, you'll be surprised. Uh, Understand how the Cobra insurance works. A lot of people get surprised after they leave. If you have a life insurance through company, then ask them how can you transfer that life insurance over to your personal account. Um, Clarify when your final paycheck will arrive. In most places, they will give it to you right away. If you have any unused vacation, sick days, anything else that might be pending compensation, ask for all that stuff. So those will be the basic things you can do while you're actually getting that unemployment letter in your hand. So दोस्तों, so now let's say at this point you did get laid off. Now सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है? सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि भाई you only have 60 days to find a new job. If you don't find a new job within 60 days, you become unlawful in the United States. And if this crosses 6 months, it can trigger visa ban. Could be a 3-year visa ban, 10-year visa ban. Sometimes US can be extremely difficult and make it permanent as well. It's in their hand what they want to do. So you definitely don't want to cross more than 6 months. But even anything over 60 days, that is a still problem for you anyway, especially when Trump comes into office. He might be a little bit more strict and might ask people to leave right after 60 days. So a little bit of a problem there. So what options do we have? Well, the number one option is transfer your H1B. Secure a new job within the grace period to transfer your H1B. But problem is not every employer is willing to sponsor H1B. And especially if your layoff happens in a bad economy, then a lot of people might not be hiring at that time at all. So that's why I recommend all people to always be building relationships. Have a good relationship with your CPA, with your tax professional, with your finance professional, with the other professionals in the IT industry, people who are well connected with a lot of people you can reach. You want a little edge, right? You want somebody to be able to help you out in a difficult time. Now, I'm not saying they will. All I'm saying is that you will just have a better chance. So build those relationships right now. Don't show. Sometime I'll have people call me, "Oh, Deepak ji, can you please help me? I'm out of a job." I haven't heard from them forever. They're not my client. They don't do business with me, and then out of nowhere they will ask me for help. I understand that in bad situation, but is that a good way to build a relationship? So please, if you're all the people in your life, if you want to build a relationship with them, build it in their good times. Be helpful to them. That way, when bad time comes, they're willing to help you as well. All right. Another option for you is applying for EAD. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, wait a minute, even my H1B is in problem. How can I get an EAD, right? So there's something called compelling circumstances EAD. So you might qualify for that if you have your green card application approved. That means you have an approved I-140. If you do have that, then you can make a case that, I will have a loss of livelihood, or you really need to take care of your dependents. Maybe you have citizen children in here. Again, I know that's a whole different topic, maybe for another day. Maybe you have some citizen parents here in the United States that you need to take care of, or some other situation where your presence in the United States is extremely important. In that case, they might be able to expedite the process and get you a compelling circumstance EAD. It's only valid for 1 year and does not offer extensions or permanent status. It's only there to help you out just in the meanwhile. It's a very case by case basis. So I would strongly recommend that you talk to a good attorney who can help you do that. Another option is obviously bridge it with B1, B2 visa. Apply for B1, B2 visitor visa to legally remain in the United States. uh, on B1, B2 visa, you can stay here up to 6 months. Can you search for a job? Absolutely. You can search for a job. You just can't work. So a lot of people get confused that, hey, can I even be on visitor visa and still look for a job? Absolutely. Nothing stopping you from that as long as you're not doing any other job. So the idea here is that you stay here for 6 months while you find yourself a job. Once you find a job, then you can get your new H1B and you're good to go. There's some good news for people who are on EAD, maybe your spouse is on EAD or something like that. They can get an automatic extension period. For example, it used to be 180 days. That has been increased to about a year and a half now. So they have a little bit more time. One thing to keep in mind with EADs is that renewals can sometimes take up to 6 months. So if you have an EAD or your spouse has the EAD and it's going to expire, then try to apply for that renewal at least 6 months in advance. That might be of benefit to you. Avoid job interruptions for EAD holders during delays in processing, because if you have already applied and then you lose your job or you move the job, that can create all kind of problems as well for you. Now, dependents of H1B or other visa categories can benefit from extended EAD timeframe. So this is a good news for you. So once again, I would advise you to talk to a good attorney who can help you with that. Maybe your employer provides you that help as well. You should also look into EB1A. So EB1A stands for Employment Based Immigration, First Preference, Extraordinary Ability. That means you will be fast tracked for green card options available, but you need to be someone who is extraordinary in your field. You can be extraordinary in field of science, in arts, education, business, and maybe you're athletic. So United States is looking for people now. A lot of people apply for H1B, but not that many people apply for EB1A. So that is a major opportunity there. But yeah, you do have to work for it. You would have to do a lot of hard work. I have met a couple of people who were able to get it. So I'll give you some basic criteria, but again, it's a detailed topic, so maybe we can do it in another video. But I'll just give you some basic criteria. Idea is that you need to meet 3 out of 10 criteria. So you can be in any of you. More is better. You can be 5, 6, 7, or 8. But if you meet at least 10, you will qualify for. So what is it? Well, did you receive any kind of national or international prize or an award? If you get that, America is looking for you. If you have a membership in association that demand outstanding achievements, you're like, okay, that's good. If you have published material in major media or trade publications, that's good. If you have been invited as a judge to judge other people's work, you've been a panelist or you are on some sort of peer review committee, that can give you an edge. You have contributed some original content uh, in a major significant way in a particular field. Maybe you wrote an article in IT, or if you're in medical, maybe something around that. If you have wrote any kind of articles or wrote in professional journals, that can help you. If you have attended artistic exhibitions or showcases, or you have leading roles in distinguished organizations, imagine if you're a CTO of Google, would you be considered somebody with a special ability? Probably. If you are paid highly, if you take a look at your overall company and you compare your compensation with others, more than likely we all get paid based on our abilities. So if you're getting paid a lot more than your peers, then chances are you are someone special. If you had some sort of commercial success in the field, in a particular field like arts or entertainment or something like that people are looking out for you, then US wants to see you as well. So anyhow, the idea is you need to prove to the United States that you are someone special, and if you can do that, then I think you might qualify for that visa as well. What are some of the benefits for EB1A? Well, number one, it's fast processing. Unlike EB2 or EB3 categories where the backlog could be as long as 10 years, especially for countries like India and China, EB1 is generally current. That means you might be able to get your green card in 6 months to a year. You don't really need an attorney, although I do recommend it. You can, your employer can help you with it, but you can do it anyway. Most people actually that I know have really filed it independently, although they took some help from their employer as well. Uh, Sometimes people wonder, can engineers apply for it? Absolutely. Engineers, academic, artists, even startup founders can qualify with strong evidence. That's why I keep telling people who come to me, especially if they have a business in India, if you have a business in India, why are you not looking into setting up a business in the United States? It's so important because you can qualify for this visa. Show that you have a good business and United States will benefit by having you in this country. And if you can do that, if you can prove to them, then you might be able to get that visa right away. Now, remember, I'm I'm not talking about business visa per se. I'm talking about this visa is that you're showing to them that you're so special that the United States wants you. That's the key point here. Now, I want you to also understand that sometimes I come across with people who will walk in with a $20,000, $30,000 bill from some sort of coach, some sort of consultant, some sort of attorney, and they're saying like, "Oh, what did you pay this bill for?" Well, I paid it because these people helped me with application and whatnot. So be very careful. You don't really need to spend that kind of money, but I can understand if some of you guys feel comfortable by spending that money and feel like you're getting the best advice. That is not always the case. Sometimes you can do it yourself. I recommend that you really learn whatever it is that you're trying to do. The more you learn, the better it is. At least you'll be able to identify people who are trying to take advantage of you. So learn as much as possible. Subscribe to this channel. You can reach out to other professionals out there and see what they're talking about. So the idea is make sure that you qualify for this visa. And if you do, then start working on gathering evidences and then apply for it. Now, for green card wait times right now, for countries like India and China, the wait time for green card, especially in the category of EB2 and EB3, can be several decades. So that's a big problem. So take a look at USCIS published data. This will provide you insights into how many other applicants are ahead in time. Maybe when I get a chance, maybe I can share it at the screenshot here as well. But today I just want to talk a little bit more about this section, and then in future maybe I can bring that to your attention as well. In 2008, USCIS temporarily made all dates current. That allowed many people to file their I-485, and they were able to get their EAD benefits right away. So is that going to happen in 2025? I don't think so. Highly unlikely, especially with Trump being so picky about immigration right now. He wants to really focus on rehauling the immigration system. So I think we got to wait and watch, see what happens. But immigration is his top priority. So right now, the best thing you can do is be prepared. Anything can happen, and if you feel that you are not the top talent in your company, then I will advise you to start thinking about how are you going to cope with these circumstances. If you are outside the country, perhaps think about coming back into the country. Who knows when Trump might decide to put some travel ban, and try to expedite any application that you might already have in play. Why wait and watch? Why risk anything that can change? We don't like to go on a shaking ground. Anyhow, I hope this gives you some decent information about as to what your options are if you are on H1B. But my recommendation always is look into the business angle of things. How can you do a startup? Now, I know you cannot do startup on H1B. That's not what I'm recommending here. I'm just saying look into business opportunity. There's so many other ways for you to get involved in business and perhaps one day convert that into an opportunity for yourself. I think there are two type of people. One type of person is always looking for a new job. Another type of person is always looking for people who are creating jobs for others. I think our country, both India and the United States, can use the second type of people who are creating jobs for others. So if you can do that, I think any country will be lucky to have you. Thank you so much for spending your last few minutes with me. If I can be of any help, then please definitely reach out to me. Uh, if you have a tax question, leave it below in the comments, and I'll try to answer those in the next video. And you can reach out to me via taxcodeadvisors.com. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on the video. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.